Good Saturday morning, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. It is fall. It is the end of October. Halloween is upon us. I know we still have a week left-ish, a little bit less than a week, but it might as well be. The colors are changing here in the mid-Michigan area and points north, and hopefully you're enjoying some color where you are. It's going to go quick, I think, now that it's started. It's been kind of a hit and miss here in the Mitten State for quite some time, including the Upper Peninsula. I was there a week or so back. But it is going to be a cool day here in mid-Michigan, but sunny. It's been rainy for the past few days. So this is a welcome fall go-round this time around. And again, I hope it is nice wherever you are watching from. And speaking of where you folks are watching from, a lot of you this morning. Wow, let's say good morning to everyone on the YouTube side of things. Thank you all so much for being here. Jennifer, starting us off, good morning to you. Doogie's Hats, saying young ones. I'm going to assume that means that Evie and the kids are there watching, Gary, and not the British comedy from the 1980s, The Young Ones, which would be a different story altogether. So Lee Page checking in from Farmersville, Ohio. Chill. Fall has fallen here too, sir. TC from TKR on the East Coast saying good morning, and good morning to you, sir. Fred on the West Coast, but of Michigan, Grand Rapids. Lucky. You guys got tickets to the Rush concert. Cool. Detroit, Chicago, or Cleveland. And I know they keep adding more of those shows. But congratulations, sir. That you're very lucky, because those things, they're not cheap either. And they've been going like crazy. And I know that they have added some more shows. So hopefully those of you that want to go are going. Mike, good morning to you. You did get the Neil Young box set. Very cool. Good to hear. Paul, good morning. And yes, awesome weather today. I agree. And Dan as well saying good morning. Beautiful fall morning. Pat checking in from Virginia. Okay, sir. Enjoying some time away. I see. Good. Jeff Cart, morning to you, as well as Ryan saying hey, hey. And Karen, happy Saturday. Speaking of Rush, I hope you're landing some with those expanded shows, Karen. Would be cool to have you see them again for the first time in, well, I won't count how long. How's that? All right. Lots to get to. Oh, Chasing Records just dropped in, said hey, and hey to you as well. Lots to get to on today's live update, so we're going to go ahead and dive right in. Quick update. Let's see. Record Store Day, Black Friday in progress. The orders are in, as I mentioned last week. They're not fulfilling yet, so I won't know what we're getting, but I tell you what, we're going to be coming up on this so quickly, it's not even going to be funny. Here at the store for Black Friday, we are going to be doing a couple cool things, obviously. We're going to have as many of the Record Store Day Black Friday releases as possible. If you are curious what we get, usually the day before. So when Record Store Day hits in April, that's a Saturday. So the Friday night before, we do a live stream talking about everything we get. Because Thanksgiving is the day before Black Friday, we will do our live stream for the Black Friday event on Wednesday evening when the store closes. So mark your calendars for that. Depends on how much we get and how long, but it's usually about an hour or so if Kim keeps me on track and not talking as much. But we will have the Record Store Day Black Friday acquisitions in a live stream coming up on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. And then don't forget also the day after Black Friday, and I have got to get a graphic made on that too. We do our annual Small Business Saturday here at the store, which in some ways tends to rival Black Friday, but in different ways. So on Small Business Saturday, we'll have mystery bags out. I'm working on a cool and huge batch of mystery bags. Those always go over well. Stick around for info on what those are. We have got a massive vinyl drop happening on Small Business Saturday with some killer collectibles. I'm not kidding. There's going to be some big stuff in there. We'll put some stuff out on Black Friday too, but Small Business Saturday tends to go. And we're going to do a giveaway for both days. So at the end of Small Business Saturday, we'll draw names for a couple of giveaways. I can't say what I'm getting yet because I haven't gotten it yet. But there's going to be some cool stuff, and not your typical, hey, we'll give away a few, but we will give away some groove washer stuff as well. But I'm working on something that's actually very cool and very seasonal. Let's leave it at that. All of that coming up at the end of November around Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving for Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. So make sure you are sticking around for that. Back to more important things at hand, though. It is Halloween is next Friday. So by the time we do our next live on Saturday, we'll be into November and folks are going to be clamoring for the Christmas music. So let's get the Halloween stuff out now, as it were. So if you watched yesterday's vinyl drop video, we had a lot of Halloween stuff in there, some new stuff and some vintage stuff. A lot of the vintage, we had a bunch picked up, but there's still some goodies left on the vintage side. So we'll get to a couple of the highlights of that in a minute, but there was also some cool new releases. So let's dive into those. If you get a chance, go back and watch that video. And if you're curious about something, just contact me and I'll tell you if we still have it or not. But what we still do have on the new release side, brand new stuff from Wolfgang Van Halen and his band Mammoth. They've dropped the WVH on this now and are going by just Mammoth. So this is called The End, and I've listened to one cut. I forget which one I did, but I saw a YouTube thing go by and I listened to that. I have not opened one of these up, but it's pretty cool stuff. Wolfgang is a guitarist. He learned from the best. So we have got this new one from them. And this one is the orange with red splatter vinyl version. One left of that for the weekend. I can get more of that. I do believe it's not in short supply, so we can get that. Not in the video yesterday. I didn't get a chance. I don't know. It missed me because I had it set aside because I had to do a different price tag for it. We did get a copy, actually two. One was an order, and I got another one of the new Doro release. This is called Warriors of the Sea. Now, what makes this special, you may ask? You can't quite see here, but it's a liquid-filled vinyl. Yep, it's one of those. There's a couple, I think a couple of Eric Carr releases in the Record Store Day Black Friday list that are liquid-filled. They're super expensive, and they're super limited. It looks like Doro Pesh was trying to beat to the punch here by releasing a liquid-filled album. Now, the person that ordered it, our friend Brooke, got one of these, opened it up in store, and I got some video of it. I will show that video on our podcast tomorrow with Steve Carlson, our two guys talking about records, so you can see what this one looks like inside. But I could not find any indication as far as the limit of how many were pressed of this, but I would imagine it's not a whole lot because they don't do a whole lot of these. So I've got one of these in stock. I've got another one on the way, but the one that's on the way is spoken for. So essentially, we've just got one for the weekend, and it comes in at a price tag, $100 on this. But this is the Doro Pesh. If you want to see what the liquid filled looks like, watch for our podcast coming up tomorrow evening, Sunday evening, here on YouTube as well. So very cool, and you can't hear it, but if you go like that, I can actually hear the liquid sloshing around in there. It's a tremendously interesting concept, and it's a blue liquid, so nothing tremendously weird in there. Okay, other stuff. One Rocktober release from yesterday. It's the Stone Temple Pilots in a reissue of their self-titled Stone Temple Pilots, originally released. I believe this is in 2010. I don't believe that this is on colored vinyl, the regular black one. The rest of the Rocktober stuff is coming next week on the 31st. I'm putting together the new release video, so we're covering all of that Rocktober stuff, including a huge Rush box set. So we'll talk about that in the upcoming video later on today, so make sure you check that as well. Other stuff from yesterday. This is fun. Speaking of Record Store Day, this was a Record Store Day release a couple of years ago. The music from the movie and more of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Very cool, fun stuff from, Ween is on here, Avril Lavigne, The Flaming Lips, Wilco, SpongeBob, of course. Let's see, I mentioned Ween, Motorhead. So it's cool stuff. I got a couple of these left in, and I think they're going to be tougher to get. Yellow vinyl on that one. If you want one, let me know. We'll try to get more if need be. Okay, Galactic Empire by Cinemetal. Galactic Empire is the name of the band, Ryan. I'm almost positive on that. Yeah, Galactic Empire. Typically, Ryan tells me these guys do Star Wars stuff, but this one is metal versions of cinema themes regarding sci-fi. So we've got Superman, The Avengers, Back to the Future, Batman, E.T., Indiana Jones, Godzilla, Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, Lord of the Rings, Terminator, and Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't see a Star Wars one on this one. Cinemetal, metal versions of this. This one coming on an orange lava flame type vinyl. Cinemetal, I think I can get more of those if needed. All right, big one. I actually had quite a few of these as of yesterday, but only one left. I think we might be able to get more. Speaking of getting into the Christmas spirit too soon, but this is a picture disc of David Bowie and Bing Crosby and their Peace on Earth and Little Drummer Boy. You've seen the video all over in the past. It's great. It's a great song, a great, wonderful holiday spirit song. Backside of this is White World of Winter. I only have one of these left for the weekend. If you need it, snag it. I will attempt to get more. I don't know how many of these were pressed. I thought that there was a lot out there, but we'll try to get it. But it is a single picture disc of David Bowie and Bing Crosby coming in at $26. But one left. I will try to get more, and obviously I will try to get more for the Christmas season because folks will dig that up. But back to the Halloween stuff. I mentioned we did have it, looking at my time. Still have a copy of the Rocky Horror Picture Soundtrack, a picture show soundtrack, this one on gold vinyl, the 50th anniversary. One copy of that left in. I haven't looked to see if there's replacements. Other new vinyl, I just picked up some compilations, so we got a week before Halloween. This is one of the Rhino Now Playing $20 records. It's called Spooky Rock, and if you want to really stretch the definition here, Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads, In Excess, Devil Inside, Pet Cemetery by the Ramones, Television is on here, Electric Prunes, Werewolves of London, that's an obligatory one. You've got to have that on there from Zevon. Spooky by Dusty Springfield, Hypnotized from Fleetwood Mac, Welcome to My Nightmare from Alice, and You're Dead by Norma Taniga. If you watch What We Do in the Shadows, that's the theme song from What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show on here. So $20. I've got one of these left. I'm sure I can get more, but it won't be until after Halloween, sorry, or on Halloween. Otherwise, Halloween Hootenanny, a bunch of other ones. See, Reverend Horton Heat, Rob Zombie is on here. Rocket from the Crypt, The Amazing Crowns, Los Straitjackets are on here. Deadbolt, a lot of cool stuff on Halloween Hootenanny. I got a Gothic Halloween one as well for you goth folks out there that want to enjoy Halloween. David J, Rosetta Stone, Our Missing Ministry is on here. Christian Death, The Anks Corpus, Leather Strip. Goth music for Halloween. We'll get there too. 50 States of Fright soundtrack. This is the Michigan one. I'm unfamiliar with this series, but I think they look at spooky and Halloween and haunted stuff. This one revolves around Michigan, so I've got that. Obligatory, speaking of, Michael Jackson Thriller is in here. And on the vintage side, what did we get here? I've got a Black Mass Lucifer on pink vinyl because that makes sense. It's the album of supernatural electronics from Mort Garson, who did Mother Earth's Plantasia. Only thing they ever released under the Lucifer moniker. War of the Worlds, both the original on vintage vinyl, the broadcast from Orson Welles. Always you have to do that the day before. That's a Devil's Night thing. And then Jeff Wayne's musical War of the Worlds, which is always fun. And it is what it says it is. It's a musical version of War of the Worlds on Martian Green and Red Weed vinyl. And then the other obligatory stuff, the Halloween Horrors and Disney Haunted House. Got a couple of these floating around. And the Twilight. This is in the collectible side. And I mentioned this. I didn't put it in the video, but there's a bunch of Twilight reissues coming in the next week or so as well. We do have an OG. It is in the triple-digit range of the original motion picture soundtrack. That is on the shelf. And then the only other thing, not Halloween related, but I picked up for an order, Petty and Mud Crutch, I'm sorry, on here. I've got one copy of that. Those were running out. Okay. Whew. I covered a lot of ground there. So that hopefully will satisfy your Halloween needs for those of you in the mood this week. Back to the YouTube chat. And let's see, Fred, the Rush tickets for Toronto. That's a good get, sir. Check that out. Karen, still looking. Okay, then. Chasing Records. Do you think the Rush catalog is going to be put back into normal circulation? Yes. Well, they're already trying that. As I mentioned, it has been announced as part of the Rhino Rocktober with the last 4 albums. That'll be coming out next week. I'll cover that again in the new release episode coming up later today. Mr. DK from GB. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Dan, you're going to have to send me. I held up a lot of Christmas records. Let me know which one you mean, and I'll do that for you. All right, folks, I am up on time, and Dan, just shoot me a message. We'll talk. Okay, don't forget, get your Halloween goodies here. People have been asking if I'll put out candy for trick-or-treaters next Friday. I probably will, but the problem is that if it sits next to me, I have to be careful these days. We'll see what happens from there. But if you're out and about, stop on by. We are at 716 George Street, just north of the downtown Midland area. Lots going on today as well. Here today, Saturday from now until 4 p.m. Tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 4 p.m. closed on Monday and Tuesday, and then back at it. Don't forget the new release show a little later today. Don't forget that we have got the podcast with our good friend Steve Carlson coming up tomorrow. We're going to be talking spooky record covers, not necessarily the albums, but scary record covers to get us into the Halloween mood. All right, let's see. Sinatra Bowie. Gotcha. Okay, Dan, thank you. All right, folks, you have a great week, and we will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland here in Midland. As always, thank you so much for being here. You folks have a great one.